What's it like becoming a social media sensation overnight? Can you make money on Instagram using Reels? How do you crack the algorithm? How do you become a Reels superstar? We answer these questions with two very special guests on Tech Today. Now, over the past couple of years, a lot of us have bought these speakers and they've gotten a lot smarter. Take this one, for example, the Amazon Echo Dot, perhaps the most popular smart speaker in the market. Amazon enjoys nearly 80% of the smart speaker market here in India. There are other players like Google and Xiaomi and Apple, but they pale in comparison when it comes to Amazon's lion's share of the market. But has it gotten that much smarter? Is it making my life a lot easier? Well, I want to make a cup of coffee, so let's see if she can help me out. Alexa, can you make me a cup of coffee?
I can't cook, but I can give you recipes.
Alright, well, clearly Ayush has no clue how to make himself a cup of coffee. Neither does he know how to make his voice assistant work for him. But as for me, I've been working at home for almost 2 years now, like a lot of you guys out there. And I've cracked how to work my voice assistant pretty well to help make my life a whole lot easier. Let me show you. So this is my favorite spot in the house. As you can see, it's very cozy, it's a lovely place to sit. But more importantly, this spot is reserved exclusively for my virtual assistant, the Echo Show 10. Now, as you can see, it's got a huge screen, it's got a speaker at the back, but that doesn't mean it's just a cool party trick to play music really loud. It actually does a lot for me. For instance, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't visited a grocery store since maybe March last year. And it's so convenient that that's one of the things that Alexa can help me with, which is online shopping. So here we go. Alexa, add butter to the list.
Butter added to your shopping list.
There you go. You know, there are some times you're sitting at home and you really want to tickle your funny bone, but at the same time, you don't want to sit and watch the entire stand-up comedy, right? Well, Alexa to the rescue. Take a look. Alexa, tell me a joke.
How do coffee beans say goodbye? See you later, percolator.
Okay, I didn't say they're good jokes, but she still does her best. But what if it happens that you're sitting at home and there's people around you and the joke is meant just for you? Nobody else should hear it. Let's see what she does. Alexa, tell me a joke.
A pun, a play on words, and a limerick walk into a bar. Joke was still parking the car.
Okay, so as we can see, the technology is pretty interesting, but that doesn't mean that Alexa's joke game is on point just yet.
Hey, Ritina, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Okay, look, Ayush, I know you've really been struggling with figuring out this virtual assistant, but I've cracked it, okay? So just give me some time. I gotta go shoot the segment on Tech Today. I'll be right back. Bye. Okay, well, as you can see, the drop-in feature can be kind of fun as long as you have two Alexa-enabled devices. Of course, it happens sometimes that you don't want to be dropped in on and you need a little bit of a boundary so that you can't be accessed anywhere, anytime, like when you're busy, like right now. In which case, you just very simply shut the camera. That's it. And of course, that's not all she does. She'll set your alarm, she'll send you reminders. You can even propose to Alexa if you really want to, but I'll warn you, she can be quite a challenging bride. But anyway, guys, jokes apart, I do have a few concerns, mostly related to privacy issues. For one, as we saw, there's a camera that follows you and tracks you wherever you move. There's a solution to it though, where you can simply shut the camera lens. The other thing is that Alexa's listening. She's always listening, all the time. Today on shoot, she's heard everything that's been happening on the set. And if you're not too comfortable with that, there's a solution to that as well. You just mute her. It's that simple. And if you're still paranoid about your recordings, because hey, she is recording. She's recording all the time. You simply go onto the Alexa app and delete the logs, the way you would on a web browser. You know, at the end of the day though, it really just boils down to the age-old tech debate between one's convenience and user privacy. You pick.
Well, Devina summed it up perfectly. Big tech has to strike the balance between user privacy and convenience. Now, it's not just your smart speakers that have been listening to you. We at Tech Today have also been listening, and this is the part of the show where you get your tech queries answered. you've been writing in on our social media handles. You can always reach out on Twitter, on Instagram. And the first question comes from Ankur. He says, is the Oppo Find N a true bang for your buck compared to what Samsung has with the Fold? You all saw the Fold last week. You can always go on the Tech Today page and the Business Today page and check out our Fold 90-day experience. No holds barred. We've given you an honest, genuine user experience. Well, the Oppo Find N is certainly an impressive looking foldable, and I said this last week as well. When Oppo, Apple, Google all join the race for a foldable, these phones will be, well, commonplace and perhaps a lot more affordable. This phone seems a lot more affordable and usable, but the thing is, it's only coming to China on December 23rd. Also, it seems much cheaper than the Samsung Galaxy Fold in China based on the rates. It has been revealed at their Oppo Inno Day event, where a lot of cool things were revealed earlier this week. But until the company confirms whether it's coming to markets like India, well, we only have reviews for now, and basis the reviews and the videos that we've seen, the phone looks a lot more like a phone when it's folded. It's got, well, a much less visible crease in the middle, which was a small pain point with the Samsung Galaxy Fold. But let's wait and see when it comes to the Indian market and when it comes to Tech Today for an authentic user experience. The next question comes from Harsh. He says, what's the Tesla like to drive on Indian roads? Do you think they'll alter the suspension when it comes to India? That's a very interesting question, Harsh. Now, the news peg or the relevance of that question is the fact that Tesla has gotten their approval for the launch of 3 more models in India. So that's 7 variants. We don't know which of these variants it'll be, but yes, on Business Today, on India Today, you have seen our exclusive first drive of the Tesla Model 3. Obviously, that wasn't a car which was made for India. It was imported into India. And my experience, and I've said it in that show as well, was that it's a great car, of course, but there's a lot that needs to be done to get it ready or road-worthy for India. That suspension, that ground clearance does not work. And if you go by history, Elon Musk doesn't necessarily alter, well, the specifications of his cars. But to come to India, there's a huge push from Tesla. They want certain, well, demands to be met. The Indian government wants some things as well. Homologation is a process by which a car or a vehicle is deemed roadworthy basis Indian requirements. If they've gotten the homologation certificate for 7 variants, well, it'll be interesting to see if those Tesla Model 3s, Model Ys and Xs are actually, well, altered or modified for Indian Desi roads. Guys, as always, thanks so much for writing in to us on Tech Today. Keep sending in your questions and get them answered and be a part of the Tech Today community. Also, stay tuned because we're going to take a short break. On the other side, I will talk to 2 Reels superstars who will tell you how it's done. You don't want to miss it on Tech Today. Guys, welcome back to Tech Today, and this is the segment where I want to figure out how to make a viral reel. So the first thing you need is trending audio, hashtag.
Ayush, I think you're mistaking this for TikTok. It's Instagram actually. You don't have to actually follow a trending audio. You can make your own one, by the way.
Create your own trend. Now, 2 of y'all certainly know how to create your own trend. Yashraj Mukhate and Niharika, thanks so much for joining us on Tech Today. Now, I must confess, at the start of the pandemic, I, like a lot of you, didn't know about these 2 fantastic creators, but now I cannot live a day without consuming their entertaining content. So guys, thanks so much for joining us on this special episode of Tech Today. So Niharika, that's not how it's done, huh? What's the secret sauce to make a trending viral reel?
There is no secret sauce. Just don't follow the herd. Try to stand apart, try to set yourself apart, because everybody's going to make a reel on the trending audio. Try to make something different and try to make your own trend. Try to be a trend, right?
Someone who knows a lot about being a trend itself is Yashraj Mukhate. Now, yours is quite a Bollywood script of a story. One viral hit, Rasode Mein Kaun Tha. Life has been a party, or shall I say, party?
Yeah, it's party. It's a very cool version of party. Party is boring. Party is nothing. So as Niharika rightly said, it's something that you do which is different and not many people are doing. That is why people will want to see your videos and will want to share it with their friends. If it is something that is available at their scroll and everyone is doing it, you are just part of a very big group then. So it is very hard to stand out that way. It is easier to make something unique. Not easier to make something unique because then, as you can see, I and Niharika, we both put content very late. Like I see Niharika's videos also. They come out late, but they are good quality content because then we have to put it only when we think that it is worth putting it out. So that is hard. You can't be consistently putting unique content because then it is not unique anymore. So you just have to maintain that balance between consistency and quality.
What's that been like, juggling this content creator lifestyle with pursuing an MBA abroad? Has that been difficult, and has that been something that you planned out? Is there some sort of work-life balance, so to speak?
I've honestly, I think I grew up on the internet. I've been on YouTube since I was 18 and I did engineering. I mean, I did YouTube on the side. Engineering was my main thing. And somewhere along the way, it got really hard to balance the two. And I stopped making content and I was like, okay, I don't think this is for me because I can't fully do this because everybody else, my peers are all doing it full time. And me with my little ass engineering, student time, I really couldn't fit that in and do the content justice. So I completely quit content. And then the pandemic happened and all of my MBA classes were online, which gave me a lot more time to make short format videos, which wouldn't eat up too much of my time, but also would let me make the kind of content that I want to. So I think in ways that I did not expect, the pandemic sort of helped me truly become who I am. And of course, there's always like a juggling between the two, but it's not something I can't manage anymore. I think that's one skill I've picked up, time management. Or at least like I've scratched the surface of it. Hopefully I'll get better at it.
You know, Yashraj, that's the beauty and power of technology. You live in Aurangabad, Niharika's in the US, I'm sitting here in Mumbai, and we're all in this conversation together. But living in Aurangabad and so close to us here in Bombay, did you ever feel the pressure to come here for work? And with that, the pressure that comes with belting out a hit week after week after week, especially on this sort of an ephemeral media like Instagram.
So when I was here in Aurangabad initially and I used to sing songs, I used to do private gigs, I used to call my friends and make them listen to what I've played. So everyone here used to tell me, why don't you go to Mumbai? What are you doing here in Aurangabad? You should go to Mumbai, That's the place, that's where everything is what's happening. So you should go there. So in the pressure, I came to Mumbai for a couple of months. This was 2017-18, I think, after my engineering degree. And I stayed there and I realized that it is even tougher there to just survive. Like the rent is high. There are so many people there. I can't record my stuff. I can't make anything productive there. And all the contacts that I had in my email, which I thought they might reply when I go there, nothing worked out. So I immediately, within 2 months, I came back to Aurangabad and then I set up this studio and I started making content from this city. And then because it was very comfortable here, I don't have space constraints, so it was better here to come back here and make content because everything was set up here nicely. So it really helped me. And as I started putting out content from here, then it started working for me. And of course, in lockdown, people were ready to consume new kind of content. Maybe that's why. And algorithm also changes consistently. Like the algorithm which is there today, it might not be the same next week also. It is that fast. So when that video broke out, before that, my videos had done really great. So people had already started sharing those videos, and this third video came at the correct point. That's my analysis, and maybe that's why people shared it. Like it just blew out, and that's why I'm saying the videos before that really matter into building that crescendo.
Very interesting. Eh? So there is a fair amount of analysis, and even Niharika, while she's pursuing her MBA, this has to have come in handy, right? I mean, you make it sound like it's a walk in the park, but there is some level of analysis when you view your insights. And Instagram and these platforms are now sharing these things, even for reels. You can necessarily see your insights and see what worked, what was shared, at what point someone left your video. Is that something that you pay, heed to, Niharika, when you're making your videos? You're like, post it and let it be.
I don't even look at my insights at all, because I know the minute I start doing that, I'm going to go into a spiral and I'm going to start pandering to an audience instead of truly making what I want, which is what I did in my YouTube days when I was a teenager. And I was like, okay, not again. So I don't do that anymore. Also, as much as I believe that the algorithm has a role to play, if I talk about how Yashraj's videos went viral, he didn't even post reels. They were video posts. So mine were reels. So I don't think the commonality between us is the algorithm. I just feel like we each have our unique styles that nobody else was doing at the time, and it can't easily be replicated. And even if it is, you can easily tell that it's being replicated. So I feel like when you're pumping out original content and you're able to sort of stand out from the crowd, it's kind of hard to replicate without being caught. So I think it's partly the algorithm, partly good timing, and mostly what we do best. So
when someone becomes a content creator and makes this a scalable business, because a YouTuber, an Instagram influencer have to look at this as a business, as a P&L by itself. Niharika, is that something now that you look at with a keen eye, because it has to be managed, in a sound way, in an effective way? And also, how do you look at it from the commercial sense when you monetize it? Do you work with your talent managers on stuff like that?
Yes, I definitely do, but I tend to make the call as to what brand I associate myself with, because I don't want to do everything that comes my way, but only things that I'm truly passionate about, or I truly would invest my time and money into, even if I'm not endorsing it. And I think initially when you start off being a content creator, money isn't something that will come to you easily. And which is why I say, don't try to do this for the money, do it for the passion, and money will follow. Might sound cliche, but it is what it is. It is a cliche because it is true. You're not going to get a lot of money in the beginning. You have to work really hard. You have to establish yourself in the industry to be able to make that sort of money that would, I don't know, like that you would get like in a corporate job maybe. But it is worth it if you really, really work hard, and if you truly believe that you have what it takes to make it. I genuinely encourage everyone to try their hand at it. And I also think you don't have to just abandon your job or your education or whatever and just jump into this, because I haven't even until today. I'm doing both because it's never too late to do both, and it doesn't hurt to do more than one thing. Everybody sets up, the most successful people in the world have multiple streams of revenue. So it's okay to have more than one stream of revenue and try to juggle both. But just balancing that might get a little hectic. But hey, when you're ambitious, you either have to sacrifice your work life or social life. So I picked the latter.
Yashraj, do you also pick the latter? It's okay to sacrifice social life. How do you monetize your content, and how do you make this commercially successful?
So social life, I didn't have any before that also. I am a very I just sit in my studio, and even before the pandemic I was in my studio only all the time, so that didn't really change for me. But yeah, I realized that there are, when you become a big YouTuber or a big Instagrammer, content creator, there talent managers come in, there are other managers come in, there is some commercial thing happening over there, and it is little overwhelming, but it is little hard also to say no to good money. But then you have to choose between the two. What are you looking for? If it is a long game, then you can't just do this brand just for the money, because we get the comments, you read the comments, and you know that people can make out that you have done this and you are not into it. Why are you doing this, man? And we get the DMs, I read the DMs, I read the comments, so I know what is working and what is not working, and what I should go for. And it is very necessary to keep that private touch to your social media account, because that is why people are there to watch you. I see other content creators, nothing bad in that, but you can make out which content creator is managed by a company and which content creator is managing his own social media, and that is very necessary. The person who is controlling it himself or herself, it is more relatable and it is more organic in that way. So yeah.
Yeah, interesting. A lot of good tips, personal touch. All my concepts about Instagram Reels and becoming this viral sensation, have all been busted by you two. So what it means is that I need to go through this conversation, use it as a DIY, and perhaps go from noob to dude. Niharika, will that work?
I don't think you're a noob. I just think you haven't explored this side of it yet, and I'm sure you'll kill it. You seem like an extremely smart man, so you got this.
Niharika, Yashraj, this has been an absolute delight of a conversation. Thanks so much for joining us. Keep entertaining us with your viral content. And speaking of viral content, it's your job to like, comment, share and subscribe this part of the show and the other segments on our social media handles on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and the like. And until next week, adios.